In today's video, I'm going to show you how to clean and sanitize the water tank here on the Hero Camper Ranger with this stuff, Puriclean. So the Hero Camper Ranger 2020 and 2021 models, and I'm sure will continue in the future, has a 30-litre water tank on board. So that means you've got plenty of water whilst travelling, and it's quite convenient to have to fill it up at the side. But obviously with any kind of water, it can go stagnant if you're not using it regularly, and I'm not sure what sterilisation or cleaning process happens before you get your Hero Camper. So I've decided to give mine a clean. You can do this every season, and based on what I've researched, I recommend using the Puriclean stuff. So that's what I'm going to show you using. There are videos of people using Milton and other kind of sanitizing, sterilization type products, but you've got to remember there's metals and stuff in the water tank and in the pipe work and stuff, and some of those things like Milton don't play nicely with metals. So this is what you want to use. This is what's recommended. So 30-litre tank, and you need 1 teaspoon of this stuff per 30 litres. So that works out about 6.66 teaspoons for the tank here on the camper. I'm going to go a little bit over and use 7 as opposed to 6.5, just to be sure. Now obviously the way I'm going to show you how to do this is basically pretty straightforward. You need to mix and dilute this into water, fill up your tank with that solution, then top it up, run the tap a little bit so the water is in the pipes. Then you're going to leave it for somewhere between 4 to 12 hours, I think it says. No, 1 to 12 hours. I'm just going to leave it during the day whilst I'm at work, and then I'll empty it out after. Then you have to flush it through 2 or 3 times, basically till all the solution's out, and you better smell, hopefully, that it doesn't smell too clinical and it tastes okay as well. I'm not sure everyone likes to drink out of water tanks. Me personally, I don't see any problem. We've drunk out the tank already. It seems fine. I think if you're keeping it clean, you're not going to have any problems as well. Obviously, how you decide to get the water and everything into the tank will be different for each person. I'm just going to show you the way I'm going to do it because of the products I have available to myself. So in here I have a 10-metre food grade hose pipe, which I'm going to use to connect to my outside hose through both into the bucket I'm going to use to mix my solution up, and then also to top up and flush through directly into the tank. I'm going to use my 16-litre collapse utility bag. I'm going to use that to mix up the water and the Puriclean kind of mixture. That's obviously going to help add some sterilisation to the bag as well. And then finally, just because I've got it, I have the collapse portable shower and hose, and I'm going to use that to again get the water out of the bucket into the water tank. I've used this a couple of times on some camping trips where I couldn't easily fill the tank, and I would fill this up with water and then use that to get the water in. So let's get the water and the solution mixed up, and then we'll take it from there. I will add some links in the description for the products I'm using here as well, because even if you're not cleaning your tank out, this stuff is really handy when you get to campsites and you want to be able to fill up the tank on your camper and stuff. Anyway, so I've got the hose all connected up, then put that to one side. Then we're just obviously going to mix the solution into here. So I have a teaspoon somewhere. So again, 1 teaspoon. So we're going to use 7 of these. So this is what the Puriclean looks like inside, just little granules. One, 7. So apparently you can also use this stuff to clean glassware, coffee pots, plastic flasks, all sorts of stuff. But This should last you quite a few seasons. Again, only needing 7 scoops. There's loads in here, so you can probably get a smaller tub if you want it. So now we just need to fill up a utility bag with water and get all this solution start to get mixed up. Okay, so that's that all filled up. We'll just leave it to settle down a little bit so the bubbles go. The other thing we need to remember is to isolate the water tank. So right now that's set to open, so we obviously just need to close that, otherwise all the water is just going to come out onto the ground. And then we need to turn the power on so the water pump works, because right now the power's off, so no pumpy. Okay, so got the power on, so whilst that's just settling down a little bit more, I'll show you the inside shower thing we have here. So again, it's from Collapse, comes in this nice little kind of waterproofy bag. There's going to be a proper video on all this Collapse stuff over on my other channel, Spectrum Geeks, so please check that out. Obviously, so this is primarily as a shower item, but you can also use it to shower yourself, to shower your dog, whatever you need to do. So there's the shower attachment, but they also have this kind of water hose type thing, which again you can use in your sink area for cleaning up, washing dishes, but also clean your camper if you want to. But I found it works perfectly and fits the hole just as you need it to be able to fill up the water tank in your Hero camper. So it runs off of a little battery which is just here. You push and hold the button and it turns on. You can hear the little pump going there, so you just put the pump into the water tank and or the water bucket in this case, so we can fill up the tank. And again, we'll just verify as we go through the water will be filling up properly. So you can see here currently the water tank is empty. Okay, so just kind of grab the keys, open this up, and then fill the water from the Collapse utility bag into here, so we can start getting that solution in. And we may have to do a couple of rinses to make sure the granules have been broken up and get up into here. And then we can top it up with some rest of the water, and then we'll just leave it for 1 to 12 hours to do its magic. The other reason for using this stuff, other than Milton and other things, again, aside from it being the best product to use, also gets rid of all any of the slime, gunky stuff that you can get when water stagnates. So if you use other sterilising products, it may sterilise the tank, but doesn't kind of automatically agitate and get all that slimy stuff that may be, you know, in the tank and in the pipes and everything. So definitely Puriclean is the stuff to use. Okay, so I filled up the tank with the bucket of water so far, so 16 litres have gone in, so it's just over half full. I'm just going to swish around the bag again, make sure that all those granules are still kind of dissolved, so I can get all of the solution in there, and then I'll give the bucket a bit of a clean out as well. Obviously, keep in mind, if you're doing something similar to me, this hose and pump will need washing through again with clear water as well, because we don't want to leave that clean solution in there permanently, you know, for over the 1 to 12 hour period that's recommended. Okay, so we've got the water tank as full as we can. Obviously, if we wanted to, we could put the end hose in, or the end cap of the kind of filler hose, and then open up the tank itself and top up the water there. But I'm confident that the main thing I'm concerned about is the tank, and put as much water into the filler hose as I can. Now, so we need to get some of the solution into the tap and the tap hosing itself. So again, we're just going to run the tap for a little bit. Okay, so we can pretty be confident now that there is water obviously in the tap hose as well. You can see that the water is like a white milky type of colour and has that kind of chlorine-y kind of swimming pool smell to it. So that's obviously the sterilizer stuff in there. So now obviously actually doing this and using the tap, you want to make sure that you're doing this in an area that you can drain. Obviously I've just got drains on my drive, so it's not a problem. Probably should have mentioned that at the beginning, but yeah, I run the tap just a little bit longer so I can be sure things are flushed through a little bit. Then I'll top up the tank a little bit more, and then basically we're just going to leave it in between 1 to 12 hours, and then I'll come back, show you what it looks like, and I'll probably get a glass or something so we can see what colour the water is. Should be again that white milky colour, and then we'll start flushing through the tank and the taps and everything, and then we'll do a little taste test at the end. Okay, so it's been pretty much a whole work day now, so I'm going to empty the tank. So first thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of the water out of the tap into a little kind of plastic container I've got here. So I'm just going to do that so we can see what it looks like. So you can see it's a little bit kind of cloudy, and you can see there's some stuff in there, and yeah, it smells a bit swimming pooly, which is a good sign because that's what we're expecting. So now what I'm going to do is start running the tap. I'll let the water run through quite a lot actually, just to clear through the pipes, and then the rest of it I will just open up the valve on the tank to flush all the water out. Then we'll close things up, and then we'll start filling up a couple of tanks worth with just plain water, and again run the taps, try and get this water flushed through. Okay, so the tank is now empty once again. So all I'm going to do now is with the food grade hose, just again fill it up completely, turn the taps on again, flush it through, keep doing that until it doesn't smell like a swimming pool or anything anymore. And probably one more go, then we can put some water again into the container, have a little smell, and then ultimately do a taste test. I've also got a little container that I've filled up from the tap in the house, so again we can compare and contrast the two. So is there a tanky taste, or does it taste as good as it would coming out of a home tap? Okay, so I've got the water inlet open again. Obviously, make sure we close the valve so we can fill up the tank, and then basically I'm just going to get my hose here, which it's now on. Let's turn this on, start filling it all up again. Okay, so whilst that's filling up, I'm actually letting some of it kind of spill over the side of the inlet pipe. And the reason for that is obviously when we had the water sitting, I had the water as high up as possible in the top. So I'm happy if it just kind of spurt out. That will help clean out the pipe as well. Okay, the tank is full. So again, just start running things through. Okay, so I've flushed the tank through 3 times now. You can see this is how much is left in there when you've just emptied it by the tap. So I will just drain the last little bit out. But you can see here, this is the new water from the clean tank. And if I smell it, there's no smell of any kind of chlorine or anything like that. So we compare it to the water from the house tap, and then we do a little drinks test and finish things up. But the only downside about this tap is it does just spray water absolutely everywhere. But yeah, I've got some mopping up to do. Okay, so here's the water from the tank after the cleaning, and again, there's no residual smell whatsoever. So this is water from my house tap. So if we compare the two together, they both look identical. So here's some water from the house. Smells like water and tastes like water, and water from the tank. Tastes good. Tastes just like this water. So I'm convinced that the tank is clean. There's no weird taste or anything. It's nice and cool as well. That's one observation actually about the tank here on the Hero camper when the weather's been really hot. So one of our camping trips was like 35 degrees centigrade, I think it was outside, and the water was nice and cool from the tank. So I hope this video has helped. So I did 3 total empties on that tank to make sure it's all swished through, and obviously there'll be the 4th one when we get to the next site to kind of fill up. But that's it. It's how to clean and sterilise the tank on your Hero camper. Thanks as always for watching the channel. Please consider liking, subscribing and leaving some comments down below. It'd be much appreciated. Until next video, take care of yourself and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.